Hello, my name is Jose Limane with Serve Fresh Media with It's About Time here at NSTA in Boston, Massachusetts, 2014. And we're going to have a very insightful interview with author who's going to explain a variety of different things. So, first off, explain who are you and what do you do?
I'm author Eisenkraft. I have a number of positions at UMass Boston, where I'm Distinguished Professor of Science Education, I'm a Professor of Physics, and the Director of a Center of Science, Math, and Context called Cosmic.
Oh, yes.
And I also have written some textbooks and have been involved in a number of projects that I find keep me going and keep me excited, and one of which is to the active physics and active chemistry projects, where we try to provide an opportunity for all students in America to take physics as opposed to the 20 or 30% that traditionally took physics.
Right, and that program helped out like 15,000 students, is that correct? One of the programs that you put together?
Oh, more than that,
yes.
Actually, but we tried it out originally about 20 years ago with about 15,000 students,
right.
Saw it was successful, and then provided a way that everybody around the country could use it.
So you're very busy at this NSTA 2014. 7 sessions, a keynote, something along those lines?
Yeah, I think of myself as a teacher on a cart. I just kind of like move from one room to another, and I just wind me up, and then it's showtime, and I do a talk. But actually, each of the talks is very special in its own way to me. They're interests I have, they're grants and projects I've worked on for a number of years, and so one of the opportunities in NSTA is to get people to know about these projects, and it's good for the projects also because it requires me to take a year's worth of work or 2 years worth of work and say, how can I talk about this in a comprehensive way, not in an elevated conversation for 2 minutes, which I can also do, but in an hour,
more in depth.
And just kind of better articulate my thoughts. Now,
you've been a part of STEM for quite a long time. How has that evolved over time?
Well, I've gotten older. That's how I've evolved. So, it's so interesting. There's lots of things. I think that when in 1990, early 1990s, when we started working on the National Science Education Standards, it was the first opportunity for science to say, we should have a given curriculum that everybody can march behind, a standard, almost a standard bearer that everybody can march behind, and that interpretation of standards. And so that was a wonderful means by which we could really speak to one another. Why do we include this curriculum and not that curriculum? Why this topic, not that topic? So active physics grew out of that as well, because I was working on both simultaneously, the National Science Education Standards and that. It used to be that we worried in the 1950s and 60s with Sputnik and things, worried about how can we get our best students to do science, because we need more rocket scientists, we have to compete with the Russians. Now it's everybody needs science in the 21st century. No matter what you do, you will be able to do it better if you have some science content knowledge. So I think that the big change is science is for everyone and everybody. And instead of saying science is for everybody, you have to learn it the way I teach it, I'd rather we start saying science is for everybody and I have to teach it in a way that will help you learn it.
So how do people find out more about you and more about these key initiatives that you speak about?
Well, the internet, like anything else. No, it's not about any one person. It's about ideas, and there are lots of projects, and they all involve multiple people. There's no project which one person does. So, the project we're working on now, a research project, involves researchers from Harvard University, University of Michigan, University of Minnesota. That's one project. We have another project which involves people from Germany, Israel, Texas, and so it's the projects you want to follow, and you want to see what it is, and you want to find out, but you want to discover for yourself as a teacher, what are the problems I'm having, and then who's working on those problems, and can their insights help me to be a better teacher day by day?
Okay. So we're at the conference with NSTA 2014, and we're interviewing a lot of notable individuals like yourself. We're also interviewing Yvonne Spicer, and we hear that there's some friendly rivalry. Where does that stem from? Let's inside joke.
Well, I think you have to realize we're both from New York. And so what most people consider rivalry, we just consider friendship in New York. And I think that's it. So we both have moved to Boston and love Boston as a second city. We're in love with both cities. I certainly am. And I think that, we just enjoy each other's company. And it's always disconcerting for me, and I think Yvonne, that I have to go to Germany to a meeting and then say, oh, I thought I got to see Yvonne. We should see each other in Boston when it's only 3 miles apart. But we travel all over the world with different, because we're both very busy and we keep bumping into each other, and it's embarrassing.
Well, very good. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Arthur. Again, my name is Jose Limane with Surfresh Media and with It's About Time at the NSTA 14. Thank you.